Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Redbread. Welcome to the Space Monkey Mafia, where pants are the enemy. Today we're going to be looking at Eldar, Orks, Imperial Guard, and the last of the ranker lists, I believe, is what is the best races of Warhammer 40k. There was only 8 lists, and we only have a little bit left to go, but I just want to say thank you all to all the newcomers, all the new support, all the new subscribers and viewers over on YouTube. As always, I will do one long stream, and then I will cut the shorter parts up and put them up for people who aren't interested in seeing the whole stream. They just want to know about, the Orcs or the Eldar or the Imperial Guard. But we will be starting off with Eldar. Unfortunately, the Eldar have the lowest amount of love. As you can see here on the screen, they don't even have pictures. Pictures of the different Eldar factions. So no pictures, you'll have to use your imaginations. Pictures, clowns in outer space, drow, I don't know why I said drow in outer space, elves in outer space, hippies in outer space, and that's basically who you're gonna get for the Eldar. Alright, we are gonna switch over to this track real quick. This one's kind of worn out its welcome. I need to add more music into this. Let us stop this real quick and just shuffle, see what I get. Alright, let me pop back over here. Hopefully everyone's been doing good, been doing great. For those of you who've subscribed for this, I'm sorry that I've been stumbling over my words so much. I'm not a very smart man, but let's go into it. This is the best Warhammer 40k Eldar craft rolls. Oh, they don't even have Dark Eldar. Yeah. See, we did that one. All we have is the greatest races, best Imperial regiment, and the Orc clans left. Alrighty. Which ancient nomadic home of the graceful but deadly Eldar craft world will claim dominion over the voting? Alright. We're going to go all the way down to number 1. Or no, number 6 at 87 votes is, I'm probably going to butcher these names. We have the Altansar? The Altansar was a small Eldar craft world that survived the fall of the Eldar, but was caught by the Eye of Terror. Their only escape being the Phoenix Lord Magan Ra. Altansar is also known as the sister craft world of Ufwe, due to its close proximity to the Eye of Terror. Altansar's traditional colors are deep red with black details. I could be wrong, but I think Magan Ra, is the guy, the Grim Reaper looking like guy. But here, they're at number 6 with 87 votes. At number 5, how do you say these? Alatok? Far out from the frontiers of the galaxy, on the edge explored by space in the ultimum segmentum, lies the Alatok craft world. The Alatok Eldar are zealous in their guard against the touch of Slaanesh, even more so than the common amongst the other craft world Eldar. As such, the Alatok is strictly governed to prevent any emergence of the sadistic obsessions that the Eldar are prone to as a species. For this reason, many of Alatok citizens will at one time or another decide to leave the strict confines of the starship and strike out on their own or in small groups to pursue God, I can't speak. To go after the path of the outcast and become Eldar Rangers. My bad. I don't know, I'm having trouble speaking today. Maybe it's because I'm nervous. Maybe it's because I'm excited. I don't know. Just getting some water here. At 107, we have the Sam Han. I know how to say that guy. Name. I know these guys. These guys are red and typically are on jet bikes and things. The Eldar craft world of Sam Han was one of the first craft worlds to abandon the Crone worlds as the fall of Eldar approached. Heeding their Farseer's warnings as such, they have spent more time isolated from the rest of the Eldar than any other major craft worlds, although the Samhan do maintain contact with and have very similar cultures to Exodite worlds. They are fierce warriors who place upon honor a high value than their sophisticated kin. These guys like to go fast. They like their bikes. The Aiden craft world was once one of the largest and most prosperous of all the remaining Eldar worlds. They barely survived an attack by the Tyranid High Fleet Kraken, which nearly destroyed the craft world and killed 4/5 of its population. On the verge of total annihilation, Landian was saved from complete destruction by the exiled Prince Uriel, who had formerly been the High Admiral of the Aladdin Fleet. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. The I'm sorry if I'm butchering these Eldar players. I know this one's Uthway. I'm not very good with these Celtic names. I'm sorry, forgive me. The Biltan. The most martial and aggressive craft worlds, the Biltan has made the decision. So the reason why I'm stumbling and reading over this is I have a real hard time reading with white background. Like most people, I like dark mode because it makes reading easier for me. The whiteness of my screen, it blurs my eyes because I got old man eyes. The Baltan made the decision to try and reforge the Eldar Empire by eliminating the younger races who have usurped the galaxy. Each craft world carries the seeds of Eldar culture. Baltan is renowned for the strong warriors' ideals of its people. For the Eldar, the Baltan, the way of the warrior, the life stage that encompasses the aspect warriors, is considered the first step upon the path of the Eldar. Upon reaching the physical maturity, a Baltan Eldar becomes an aspect warrior, and only once has he fulfilled his role can he continue among the other paths of the Eldar. The Uthway. Uthway was caught in the pool of the Eye of Terror, where the Immaterium intersects with real space. It is a breeding ground for chaos, a gateway into the warp. Due to this baleful proximity to the Eye, the Uthway must be on constant high alert in case of attacks by the forces of chaos. Constant risk and warfare has hardened the Craftworld citizens due to hardship. Due to the lack of aspect warriors on the Craftworld, Uthway maintains a strong military known as the Black Guardians, who are skilled and better trained than the Guardians of other craft worlds. I think these guys have a lot of... one of these guys has a lot of Dreadnought type units for the Eldar. They're made from... Oh god, what is it called? I forget what it's called. It's a special organic material that's made from the special soul gems that the Eldar wear, so their souls don't get eaten by Slanesh. I know a little bit about them, but not a whole lot, like how to pronounce their names. So I butchered this list horribly bad. But as you can see here, the only art for the Eldar is this little bit of art here. The Eldar are interesting. I originally wanted to, when I first got into Warhammer 40k for the tabletop aspect, I was trying to find armies that didn't have much representation on the tabletop because I like underdogs. And one of the places at my local hobby place, which I'll never go to again because of reasons, mainly they get shoplifted a lot, or in the past they did, and because of that they treat everybody kind of like crap, and I don't have time for that. And when I picked up my 7th edition box set, I've talked about this a little bit on stream, I got a coupon with it, and when I went to go use the coupon, they basically tried to accuse me of stealing the coupon because one of the guys at the store didn't sign the coupon. But and that's my experience with that store. But anyway, there you go. The best Warhammer 40k craft worlds. I don't know why they don't have Dark Eldar on here. Maybe it'll come up, maybe it won't. Who knows? We're going to switch the music after this song plays. Because next, it is time for the orcs, for the boys, for the greenskins. It's not easy being green. If there is high whining noise in the background, it is not a coil whine from my computer, and as soon as I hear it, I will go try to stop it. Basically, for whatever reason, we have air in our water pipes, and when the water starts to run, or somebody uses the water and it shuts it off, air gets trapped in the pipes and starts basically making this really high-pitched whine like a kettle escaping the pipes, which is really annoying. Alrighty. Next, it is time for the best orcs. Which greenskin war boss will slay their brethren? Win by voting. At number 1 with 219 votes, we have the Goths. The Goths, or an orc tribe of clan who are the largest and most aggressive of the known greenskins. The Goths are the biggest, meanest, and most brutal of all their kin. And that's saying something since they're orcs. And of course, all of the orc clans, the Goths are the most inspired by the thrill of thunder of battle. Goths will take any excuse to start a brawl, even amongst themselves. Do you agree? At 219 votes, everybody says yes. At number 2, at 212 votes, we have the Blood Axes. The Blood Axes are an orc tribe or clan that has actually been known to work alongside the Imperial forces on occasion. The Blood Axes are held by the other clans to be a bunch of untrustworthy gits. They trade openly with the Imperium of Man, parley with the foe, and will even consider retreating from battle if faced with unsurmountable odds. They're the smart boys. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I just wanted to click on that picture, but I think it... Okay. I'll have to go back and check to make sure that didn't give away anything. Or I might have to redo this. At number 3, we have the Evil Sons at 221 votes. Red, go faster. The Evil Sons are an orc tribe or clan who dedicate to speed and making as loud noises as possible while in combat. The Evil Sons have adopted the general orc maximum that Reddens go faster as their clan's motto. By far the largest number of speed freaks come from the Evil Sons clan. An orc love of speed can easily affect its brain to the point where an orc becomes addicted to the thrill of the wild ride into battle. Yes, I love the Red Suns. They are very comical to me. You know, if it's red and if it's on fire, you're doing good. You're doing good. At number 4, we have, at 230 votes, the Bad Moons. The Bad Moons are the most powerful and wealthy orc tribe or clan. The Bad Moons are the richest of all the orc clans. This is because their teeth grow faster than any other greenskin. They use their teeth as currency, meaning that even the loneliest bad wolf has a steady supply of wealth. This is regarded as an unfair advantage, as any orc big and nasty enough to come and simply smash the teeth out of a Bad Moon's head. The Bad Moons essentially fulfill the role of the merchant caste in the passes for orc society and have a reputation for showing off. Yes, they have like the most complicated and flashiest weapons and armors of all the orcs. Orcs, if they believe in something, it works for them. So even if the gun that they're using is made up of bits that don't work, as long as the orcs believe that it works, their machinery works. The orcs do need some new models. They desperately do. The Death Skulls at number 5 with 179 votes. The Death Skulls are an orc tribe or clan dedicated to stealing and plundering. The Death Skulls are truly plunderers without equal. They are tremendously good at looting, borrowing, scavenging, and stealing from their fellow orcs. This song is not very orky. Why is this song not very orky? It was very orky at the beginning, and then it just... There we go. There we go. At number 6, we have the Snakebites. The Snakebites are a well-known tribe or clan of orcs. The Snakebites are considered to be backwards tribe by many more of their technological advanced tribes of orcs. They still follow the old ways of the orc race and often remain feral orcs even after they gain access to the most advanced technology. As a result of their rugged lifestyle, the Snakebites are usually weather-beaten and tough as an old boot. There you go. If you're wondering what Warhammer 40k Seraphon look like, there you go. But no, there are no Warhammer 40k Seraphon. Only Orks. And Orks is the best. And if you're purple, you're a sneaky git. Do you agree with this list? With Goths at being number 1, Blood Axes at number 2, Evil Sons at 3, Bad Wings number 4, Best Skulls at number 5, and Snakebites at number 6. Is there another group of orcs out there that aren't on this list that you think are the bestest and strongest? Please let me know. Alrighty, onward to the best Imperial Guard Regiment. The best Warhammer 40k Imperial Guard Regiment. At number 1, the 83rd Death Corps Infantry Regiment. That is not surprising because these guys, people really like them. They have a very cool aesthetic to them. The inspirational founder of the modern Death Corps, Krieg's 83rd Imperial Guard Regiment was commanded by the legendary Colonel Jurton. Sorry if I butchered that name. At one of the onset of the planet's civil war, when he initiated the Purging, the nuclear Armageddon unleashed upon his homeworld that turned Krieg into a ravaged death world, which later served to shape the characters of its people forever. With 728 votes, do you agree? Yes, because these guys have probably one of the best well-known aesthetics for Imperial Guard. At number 2, we have the Armageddon 16th Steel Legion. In 776.M36, the 16th Armageddon Steel Legion Regiment put down a rebellion by the Chaos Cult on the world of Cassel, called by the way of the Emperor's Flesh. In less than 6 hours. Ooh. Alrighty. At number 3, we have Cadia, the 8th. God, I'm gonna butcher this. Cadia, the Lord of Castel's Own. The soldiers of the Imperial Fortress world of Cadia from the Canadian, I know that's not how you say it, Shock Troopers regiments of the Imperial Guard. Famed throughout the Imperium for their skills and discipline. The 8th Regiment is comprised of approximately 8,000 guardsmen, divided into roughly 24 companies, led by the how do you say that? Castellan Ursula E. Creed during the 13th Black Crusade. I don't know if that guy's still alive or not. At number 4, we have the 31st Harkin Oni Regiment, the Helldivers. I actually read about these guys. The 31st Harkin Oni Regiment, the Helldivers, fought in the multi-military campaign against various enemies of mankind during the fall of Medusa V in 999.M41. They fought against the Tau forces throughout the campaign on the mining world of Medusa V, Medusa 5. These guys are pretty cool. I read about one character. She went on to become an Imperial agent. Her regiment was actually supposed to go like on another world, but right before they dropped in, the world blew up, and her people were like the only survivors. So the Inquisition basically manipulated the whole situation, arrested them, took them in, and then forced them to become 8 Imperial throne agents until all of them basically either die off of old age or die off doing what they do for the Inquisition. But these guys are very cool. At number 5th, we have Tanith First and Only, the Imperial Guard Regiment, known as Tanith First and Only, officially called Tanith's First Regiment, but better known as Gaunt's Ghost, is a regiment that was raised by the Tanith in the Sabbath sector. The regiment has been engaged in combat to retake the Sabbath worlds from the forces of chaos during the Sabbath Worlds Crusade. The regiment, its nickname, originally comes as a result of their commander officer, Colonel Commissar Abram Grant, and their disfranchised status of the original Tanith soldiers after their first homeworld was destroyed. I'm surprised these guys aren't higher on the list. A lot of people seem to like these guys. I like them a lot. The Kajachan 18th Jungle Fighters, Swamp Rats. At number 6, but no description of who they are. Alright, I know who these guys are. So, Kajachan is it's a death world where everything on that planet is out to eat you. Not because it's radiated, because it's a giant jungle world. Think the setting of Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but in a science fiction planet of Australia where the forest that they're in, the jungle that they're in, I should say, is out to eat them. From cannibalistic plants to butterflies that land on your face and melt you, dissolve your face, to spores that make you die and burst and implode in horrible, horrible different ways. Everything is out to eat you and kill you, even the simplest of little things. At number 7, we have the 412. For whatever reason, I can never get this part right. The 412 Regiment is the Imperial Guards. They're from the same planet. Canadian shock troops raised from the fortress world of I can't even say it. Of Cadia. There we go. Cadia. There we go. I don't know why I'm having such trouble with that. The 4th 12 is an Imperial Guard regiment that fought on the ice world of Lorne 5 in the Dawn War Winter Assault under the command of General Stern. These guys are also pretty popular. They're the most common of them all. Let's see here. I may just leave the music off for now. At number 8, we have the 1212th Valhallian Regiment. These guys are also kind of popular. If I remember right, they had some of these guys on Forge World, and Forge World took them away, which caused a little bit of an uproar, and people got upset. Or maybe I was thinking of some of the other troops. I don't know. Forge World has been taking away a lot of models recently in the last couple of years. The Cold Bloods were raised for service. God, I cannot read. Like I said, it's the bright white background that's making my old man eyes all blurry during the East Light Nebula Wars. But their first battle was amongst their last. Oh, these guys are dead? With their supply and logistics lines overstretched, only 1 in every 3 guardsmen in the 12th were issued a lasgun. Oh no, that's not good. Their first mission was saw a forced march across the frozen and toxic wastelands of Triax against a larger force of traitors. Despite their survival skills, only half of the Ice Warriors made it across to the plains to assault the traitors' flanks. Once again, they displayed the sheer tenacity of Ice Warriors. Many of the Valhallan guardsmen recovered weapons on the fallen, and in the end decisively defeated their enemy foes. Alright, so these guys have a bit of bad luck. I can see the real life similarities between these guys and some of the Russian forces in the Second World War, because they kind of did the same thing. Some guy would have some weapon, and the person behind him would have ammunition from the weapon, and if the guy in front of you died, you picked up the weapon, and you got to use your ammo if you didn't get mowed down. Alright, number 9. These guys are kind of silly looking, but people like these guys too, because I've heard people, not heard, I've read people talking about these guys in Reddit forums and trying to bash them and stuff. They're the 9th Vestorian Firstborn Regiment, the Old Irascibles. Earning the name the Old Irascibles through hundreds of battles, they vaulted the 9th Vestorian Regiment serviced for 3.5 centuries during the late 41st millennium. The 9th Vestorian became one of the most veteran formations in the Segmentus Obscurus before finally meeting their match on the world of Nimbasa around 790 M41. The 9th Vestorian defended the Imperial world from Nimbasa against the Tau. Tau's effort to expansion their bulging alien empire and annex in the world. The Vestorians' regiment historical sacrificed themselves to the last man, defending the factory city of Polalia? Sorry if I'm butchering the names. You can laugh at me if you want. Inspired by the Vestorian sacrifice, the populace refused to submit to the Tau Empire. Reformed after their destruction on Nimbasa, the 9th Vestorian once again met their ultimate fate during the fall of Karak Prime in 998 M41. They held the Hive City for 18 months against the brutal onslaught of a splitter fleet of Hive Moloch? I don't think that was on their last list. If it was, I don't remember reading about it. Valiantly facing a tyrannid, I can read, swarm that stretched from the base of the city's walls to its distant horizons. With the onset of midwinter and with the rapid depletion of ammunition and supplies, the 9th known that they were doomed and vowed to sell their lives dearly. Only when the bulk of the Tyrannid swarms had passed into the city did the regiment detonate its nuclear stack, incinerating the hives, its defenders, and an estimate of 85% of the Tyrannid swarm. With the coming midwinter, the few surviving Tyrannid organisms eventually starved to death, and the Splinter Fleet was eventually defeated. Wow, these guys don't have a happy history.